What's going on, guys? This is Boston Hoffman here, real estate agent in Anchorage, Alaska, and today we're going to be talking about how to make $50,000 buying a personal residence. Stay tuned. Okay, so 3.5 years ago, my parents told me that they were moving out of state and I was living with them at the time. So they told me that I either needed to find my own place to rent or purchase a place. Well, I knew I didn't want to rent, so I ended up condo shopping with them. And both of them are actually real estate agents, funny enough. So they were my realtors and we went condo shopping because that's all I could afford at the time. So we looked at probably 5 to 10 different condos until I found the one I liked. We ended up putting an offer in on it and I got the condo. Well, come to find out, 3.5 years later, they're still here in Alaska and they never moved. So they probably just wanted me out of the house, which I don't blame them. But come to find out, 3.5 years later, knowing what I know now, I could have got a way better deal on a property and built in some equity for when I sell in the future. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, how you can get a crazy good deal buying a personal residence, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, and some different options you have in doing that. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is obviously find a good deal, because you're not gonna buy a property and have equity unless it's a good deal, right? So you wanna find something worth less than what the actual market value is. And how do you do that? Well, you're gonna have to find something that needs a little bit of work. But don't worry, you won't have to do the work yourself. We just have to find a deal first. So let's hop into the computer and let's find a deal on MLS. Okay, so we are on the MLS right now, and you are going to watch me find a deal, hopefully here pretty quickly. So since you are a first-time home buyer, or I'm assuming you're a first-time home buyer, you don't have to be, but this is primarily for first-time home buyers, we're gonna find a deal. So you're gonna wanna search in the city you're living in or the areas that you want to be living in. I live in Anchorage, Alaska, so we're just gonna be searching all of Anchorage here. So right now, for residential listings, there is 328 active on the market right now. So what I like to do, honestly, is just go straight to foreclosures. See what is foreclosed on and see if there's a deal. So I'm gonna see what foreclosures are out there right now. There's 8 on the market, okay? So just knowing or looking at these properties, because I look at them probably every other day, I know that a lot of them are not deals right now, but might be in the future if they lower the price. So let's see here. The one that kind of pops out to me is this one on Dewey Circle, 325 Dewey Circle. We're gonna click on that one. We're gonna look at the details. So Dewey Circle says 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 0 car garage, and it is just over 1,100 square feet. Well, looking at this house here, I'll pull it up. Doing real estate for a few years now, I can tell that this looks bigger than 1,100 square feet. Because it's a 2-level house, right? So it's a 2-level house, and one of those levels is probably 1,100 square feet. So what I like to do is actually look at the tax records and see if there's different information on here. And sure enough, looking here, total square footage is 2,200 square foot. So this house right here is incorrect on the listing, which is a good sign for you if you can find a deal with incorrect information on the listing. So a quick trick that I do is also look in the tax records and see what the tax assessed value is. Oftentimes this is a little bit low, but 271 is already higher than 220, about 227 here. If you were to buy it at this and able to sell at 272, you know, there's almost $50,000 of equity right there. But this 272, 271, 800, that is not the market value of the home. This is just the tax value. Some people get that mixed up. This does not mean this is what the home is worth. Oftentimes it's worth more than this. So what I like to do is look at comparable sold properties. That's the best way to find out what the home is worth, right? To look at what the neighbors in the neighborhood are selling for. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab this home here and we are going to look at the comps. So let's look at some comps. And of course, if you're a first-time home buyer, you probably don't have a lot of experience doing this. So what you're gonna wanna do is work with a good realtor, have them help you find a deal, and then what you're gonna wanna do is work with a good realtor, have them help you find a deal, and then help you also comp out the property to see what the after repair value would be. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna comp out the property, look what other homes have sold for in the neighborhood, and then see if this is actually a deal or not. And again, we're looking at sold properties. We can't look at the active listings because you can list a property for $1 million or $2 million, but that doesn't mean it's gonna sell at that price. That's just what it's listed for. So we need to look at what people are actually paying for properties, and that's why we're gonna look at the closed listings. And sometimes pending, because if it's pending, that means it's probably gonna be close to the whatever price it was listed at last. Okay, so we have 45 properties here. We go back to this one and this one. So let's say 3 to 4 bedrooms and then at least 2 full bathrooms. Bathrooms, 2, at least 2. Okay, we have 17. Okay, and we know ours is 2,200 square feet. So we're gonna kind of be looking for ones that are around 2,200 square feet. Also, I like to look at the age of the home. So 1968, and then the style of the home. So you can see it's kind of just this, 2-story. It's probably a split entry, and kind of the shape of the home. You want the comps to be as similar as possible, and that's how you're gonna get the most accurate price for the home. So let's go back and see. This one looks somewhat similar to the home. So it's 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It has a 2-car garage though. Ours does not have a garage, I don't believe. A 0-car garage, so no garage. Okay, so we're gonna look at this one. I like to look at the photos. I look at them really fast because I look at properties all day, and when you do that, you get really fast at looking at photos. So you can see that this home is kind of just a standard home, normal kitchen, not very updated, maybe new Formica countertops, but nothing really special. Older carpet, linoleum, flooring in the kitchen, white paint on the walls. Really nothing special about this house. It's not super dated, but it's not really updated either. This one was built in 1964, so that's pretty similar to when ours was built. The advantage ours has over that one is that ours is 2,200 square feet and theirs is 1,800 square feet. So ours is almost 400 square feet bigger than theirs, but theirs has a 2-car garage, so those things somewhat cancel each other out. So we'll save that one as a comp. Let's see what other ones we have. This one, that's 3,400 square feet, so we're not gonna use that one. That's way bigger than our house. Klondike Court, that's 1,500 square feet. It's a little small. 1,500 square feet, small. This one is small, but it's sold at 307. Let's see what's the deal with this one. 322, 1981. We'll see, we'll come back to that one. I don't know. That one looks like a ranch. If it's yeah. So ours is not a ranch, so we're not gonna compare it to other ranch homes. This one looks like it's also a ranch. That's a ranch. This one is 2,300 square feet, but built in 2006. So it's not really comparable to our home. 326 South Lane Street, 1969, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, but it has a 1-car garage. It's a little bit smaller than ours, about just under 1,900 square feet. So this one might be a good comp. Looking at the pictures here, it looks like it's built kind of similar to ours, except it just has a 1-car garage. It looks like it's probably a split level entry there, which it is. You can see right here. Newer cabinets, newer appliances. Oh man, look at that wood paneling there. That's definitely not new. So they've done some updating to this home, but not a whole lot. So we'll use this one as a comp, so 292. Let's see what else we have here. 421, 1,700 square feet. Let's check this one out. Okay, they don't have really any photos. So might come back to that one. It looks similar to ours. It's built in 1978. So I think 10 years newer. Yeah, 10 years newer. We might come back to, well, I'll check it off. We'll save that one as a comp. Hoyt Street, 4 bed, 2 bath, 1-car garage, built in 61. And this is like just under 1,700 square feet, so it's smaller. But this one here, you can tell it's been remodeled. So new flooring, new paint. This one was probably a flip actually, because it looks like almost everything is new besides the cabinets. New carpet, new trim, new windows it looks like. New bathrooms, vanities, washer, dryer, 1-car garage. Yeah, so this one's a good comp. This one's a good comp. Definitely sold for a little bit more, 310, because it's remodeled. So this one, they actually listed at 290 here. They listed at 290 and they ended up selling for 310,000. So they have probably had multiple offers on this house because it was remodeled and looked really good compared to the rest of the competition on the market. So we'll save that one as a comp. Don't know if we'd be able to sell that high or our property would be worth that high because theirs is completely remodeled. Let's see, St. Lazaria, that's built in 94, so that's not a good comp. 95, not a good comp. 67, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,500 square feet, so it's a little bit smaller. Okay, let's look at the photos here. Okay. So they have done some updating, like this shower here, this vanity here, cabinets. They've done some updating, but some of the house is still a little bit dated, a little bit original. So this new tiling here looks good. This wood paneling is probably from the 60s or 70s. Anytime you have these wooden doors, those are probably super old. The carpet doesn't look very new, but they've done some stuff. They've done some stuff. So we'll keep this one as a comp. It's probably not the best comp because it's a lot smaller, 1,500 square feet, and they do have a 2-car garage, but we'll throw it in there. It's built around the same time, which is good. 307 here, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,800 square feet. So this one looks like a good comp because it's the same style of home, but it does have a 2-car garage. Okay, put new flooring in. They've done a lot to this. New cabinets, new kitchen pretty much, a nice deck. Yeah, so they've done some updating to this home. It's not completely updated, it's not brand new, but they've done some work to this. Has a downstairs kitchen too, that's kind of cool. So that's different. Ours, I don't think has a downstairs kitchen, so this might not be the best comp, but it's a very similar style of home. And built in the same age range. Huh. So that one's interesting. We'll keep it in there. We'll keep it in there as a comp. Oh, and then we have one on Dewey Circle. This is 3,500 square feet though. So that is not gonna be a good comp. And this looks like a ranch style home as well. And that probably has a basement. There's no way that's 3,500 square feet. So we're not gonna use that one as a comp because it's like 1,400 square feet bigger than ours. Okay, now that we have our comps, I like to look at the list and see what all they offer compared to ours. So ours is a 4-bedroom or 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Ours does not have a garage. All of these have a garage. So we might have to deduct some of the price off of that to compensate. However, remember ours is 2,200 square feet and none of these are as big as ours. So we can add a little bit of value there. It's not an exact science. You have to play around with the numbers a little bit, but ours is about 300 to 400 square feet bigger than the rest of them, even though ours does not have a garage. So let's see. So the kind of the range is like 280 all the way up to 315. I don't think ours would sell for over or be worth over 300. But another thing I like to do is look at the old listing. I like to take a look at the listing and then see what the history of the property was. So when was the last time it sold? How much did it sell for? And things like that. And that way you can get a good perspective on it. So it looks like it expired in 2021. Now it's active on the market again. Last time it closed was actually in 2014 and it sold for about 295,000. So let's check out this listing. Okay, so this looks really nice actually. Flooring, kitchen, newer cabinets. Yeah, this looks really clean. Not the most expensive materials, but it's clean. So if this sold for $295,000 back in 2014 and we're in a seller's market right now, I have a good feeling it would sell for at least that much or close to there, even though we don't have that 2-car garage. So looking at the original listing here, we can see that it is currently listed at, let's just say $227,000. This is a foreclosure and there is work that needs to be done to it. You can see this flooring is either just really dirty or ripped up, dirty carpets, you know, smashed, what are these called? Bruh. What are these called? Smashed baseboards. Holes in the wall, so that tells me there was probably some plumbing leaks. Yep, that's probably some plumbing leaks. Nice sized lot, good sized deck. Could use a new driveway, but hey. The kitchen still looks good. Okay, so obviously this property needs some work, but it's already priced pretty well. Just with my experience with foreclosures, I know that you can negotiate with the bank. I am negotiating a deal right now and we pretty much got 13% off the price, the listed price. So with this property being at $227,000, you could probably get 10% off the price. So if you offered 10% off the price, let's just say 226,800 times 0.9 is 204,000. If you got the property for 204,000, you'd be doing pretty good because our comps are showing that properties are selling for around 290 to 300. And the last time this one sold, it sold for 295 7 years ago. So you're probably doing pretty good there. But looking at the property, obviously it needs some repairs done. So we are going to have to see what repairs are done and kind of estimate those repairs. So looking at the listing here, they say the repairs exceed $10,000, not limited to the structure, electrical, roof, HVAC, and plumbing. Inspection recommended. So there's quite a bit that goes into this. So the best thing you could do in this situation, and what I love about real estate is you can actually put in an offer on a property, and there's what's called a due diligence period. That is a period where you can do all your due diligence, all your inspections, get all your estimates from contractors, and basically do your due diligence. And if you find out something you don't like about the property, you can back out and typically get your earnest money back. So that's what I love about this. So even though this property needs a lot of work, it looks like, you probably have about 2 weeks in Anchorage. That's pretty much standard for these foreclosures. You have about 2 weeks to due diligence. Now, you would basically submit an offer for say 204,000. If you get it accepted, then you have 2 weeks from that accepted date to do your due diligence and get the bids. I'm just gonna throw a ballpark number out there and say it needs about $30,000 of work. Just to round up, I'm gonna say you got it under contract for $205,000. If the rehab and the work costs $30,000, then you're gonna be at $235,000. Well, if you get a loan on this place, you're probably gonna have closing costs as well, and those are probably gonna be somewhere around $7,000. So all in costs, you're gonna be about $242,000 into this place. But after you fix it up, let's say that it's worth $290,000. Well, that means your equity is gonna be $48,000 there. You might be saying, well, how am I gonna do that? I don't have $30,000 for the rehab. Well, there are loan programs out there that allow you to wrap the rehab costs into the loan. So instead of a mortgage for, $205,000 minus your down payment, you're gonna have a mortgage for $235,000 minus your down payment. So even though your mortgage is gonna be a little bit higher because you're throwing in the repair costs in there, you're still getting a crazy good deal on this house because your equity, once it's all said and done, is gonna be about $48,000 from buying this place. Now I just wanna go over what the 203K mortgage is. So it's basically an FHA loan, but you can wrap the repairs into the loan. So I'm just gonna read this. Section 203K insurance enables home buyers and homeowners to finance both the purchase or refinance of a house and the cost of its rehabilitation through a single mortgage or to finance the rehabilitation of their existing home. So there you have it. You can finance the repairs into the home purchase and have one mortgage with your original purchase price and the rehab in it. If this doesn't work for you, there's many other loan programs out there that do something similar, and I know this works because I've had clients that have used it. Best part is, if you are buying this as your primary residence, you are planning to live in the property. And by doing that, you don't need 20 or 25% down. This is an FHA loan, so all you're gonna need is 3.5% down plus some of your closing costs. So the down payment for an FHA loan is only 3.5%. So if we do some quick math, 205,000 times 3.5%, your down payment is gonna be about $7,175 plus your closing costs, which is another $7,000. So you could get into this property for just over $14,000 and have your rehab costs wrapped into the mortgage and have an equity of about $50,000. Obviously, during your due diligence period, you're gonna want to get estimates from your contractors. Now, if the estimates come in way higher than you are expecting, the best part is you can back out of the deal, typically get your earnest money back and look for the next deal that makes more sense. I'm not a tax person or a licensed CPA, but I know that if you live in the property for at least 2 years and then you sell it, the proceeds and the profit you get from the sale of that home will be tax-free. And then also, if you live in the home for the last 2 out of the 5 years, meaning you live in the property for 2 years and then you rent it out for 3 years and then you sell it, those proceeds that you get from the property, the profit you get back to yourself will also be tax-free. Again, not a tax person here, go talk to your CPA, but those are the rules. that I read on Google. And that's how you can make $50,000 buying a personal residence. Now, if I could go back 3.5 years, shopping for a condo, this is exactly what I would have done. My price range wasn't as big as this example was back then, but the best part is you can do this in any price range. You just have to find a good deal. And you only need 3.5% down to do it. So that's what I would do if I could go back in time. I plan to do this in the future, and it's just another creative way where you can buy real estate, get a crazy good deal, and either rent it out in the future, sell it for a profit, or maybe Airbnb it and still have a really good equity position there. But that's all I had for this video, guys. If you guys have questions, leave it in the comment section down below. Reach out to me on social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video.